Joining us tonight, a Lunar New Year celebration in a California city erupted into chaos overnight. The festive atmosphere shattered by yet another mass shooting in this country. This time, police say 10 people were killed and 10 more injured at a ballroom dance studio in Monterey Park. It's about 7 miles from Los Angeles. The gunman fled the scene, leading to a massive manhunt and SWAT team members surrounding this white van. Investigators released a photo of the suspect. CBS's Danya Backus has been following the developments all day. What more do we know at this hour, Danya?
Good evening, Jerika. There are two active crime scenes near Los Angeles at this hour. One here at the shooting scene in Monterey Park, and another just about 30 miles away in Torrance, where a white van believed to be significant to this case has been discovered.
I got 3 medias in here, and I got approximately 10 deceased.
A hail of gunfire, a race to save lives, and a manhunt. The shooting at a Monterey Park dance club Saturday night came as the community celebrated the Lunar New Year.
We don't know if this is specifically a hate crime defined by law, but who walks into a dance hall and guns down 20 people?
Authorities say 5 women and 5 men were killed when the gunman opened fire on the crowd.
It hit us home now. That's a lot of dead people in there, and it's sad, but this is the horrible reality in America. These mass shootings.
Additional units requested, multiple victims, gunshot wounds.
Dozens inside scrambled to the exits. Many thought the shots were fireworks.
I heard what to me sounded like fireworks. Then after, shortly, I heard the police, I heard the helicopter.
The gunman fled in what sheriff's officials say was a white cargo van. Less than 20 minutes later in nearby Alhambra, reports that a group of people managed to disarm a gunman at a dance studio there. About 12 hours later, and 27 miles away in the city of Torrance, a SWAT team surrounded and eventually entered this white van, where they say they found the gunman dead. Early Sunday evening, the LA County Sheriff's Department confirmed he shot and killed himself inside that white van.
The suspect has been identified as Hu Can Tran. He is a 72-year-old male Asian.
Danya joins us now again from Monterey Park. And Danya, just how many agencies were involved in this investigation today?
Right now, there are several agencies involved in this investigation. The FBI is assisting local and state police in trying to piece together a motive and what connection the suspect may have had to this dance hall. Jerika?
Danya Backus.
Dead.
All right, shalom, shalom. Giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahusha, Ba'Shem, Rakak, Wadash. Give double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And yes, the house of David is rising in this year, where all the prophecies hopefully come to pass. Abaratazar. So look at this, man. Just checking up some of the news last night, and this killing, they said in this video they said 10, but now it's around 11. In this shooting, this lunar shooting, 72-year-old man killed at Lunar New Year celebration. Suspect dead from apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. So they're saying he shot 11 people. Now they're saying that this is very rare. This is very rare in this time of the lunar celebration. They're saying, and a 72-year-old man, which was an angel created for vengeance, a spirit created for vengeance. So we know through the spirit what's going on, man. So we're gonna check out some, look into certain words and go into the blue letter, hitting these precepts, just to let you know who don't know what time it is. So the suspect in a shooting in Monterey Park, California, that left at least 11 dead and another 10 wounded is dead. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna said Sunday the suspect, identified as 72-year-old Hu Can Tran, died of self-inflicted gunshot wounds, Luna said. So he attempted to kill more after he shot. He took out 10, or wounded 10, and killed 11 altogether. I'll carry on reading. Just going to hit some of these points, these bullet points. The massacre was the nation's 5th mass killing this month It was also the deadliest attack since May 24th, when 21 people were killed in an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. The death toll still at 10 on Sunday, but rose to 11 on Monday afternoon when one of the wounded victims died of their injuries. This was on the lunar celebration Sunday. So this law enforcement was dealing with a barricaded suspect situation in the city of Torrance. Officers pulled over a white van. Local time Sunday, Luna said the van then pulled onto a shopping center parking lot and police heard a single gunshot from inside the vehicle. So he took himself out. So the situation is, they're saying they have no motive. They can't see at this point any motive for this victory. Was it a hate crime? Really, you have to just look into the spirit, man, and say, well, spirit jumped on him. An evil angel jumped on him and he went ballistic. And they're saying he had history in his family. Yeah, it says here, the dramatic scene involved the van was captured by new helicopters with multiple armored vehicles positioned in front of the side and of behind the van, with officers in figures body armor at the rear of one of the police vehicles. Luna said 5 men and 5 women were killed and another 10 wounded in the shooting at the Star Balloon Dance Studio in Monterey Park late Saturday night. On the 11th victim, an 11th victim died later. The suspect entered the Lunar Layer Balloon in nearby Alabama. He walked in there with a firearm, and some individuals wrestled the firearm away from him, and that individual took off, Luna said earlier Sunday. Luna said the magazine-fed semi-automatic assault pistol was extended large capacity magazine was recovered from the Alabama location. He said he believed that the type of weapon isn't legal in California, but that more research was needed. And it wasn't his first attempt to kill people. Shortly after 10 p.m. Saturday, officers arrived on the scene of the Monterey Park shooting in response to the call of shots fired found 10 people wounded outside the Star Dance Studio. They were taken to local hospitals where 7 of them remain as on Sunday night. Luna said the victims all appeared to be at least 50 years old. Luna said Sunday night. There's a lot more. You can read the whole of it. But this guy was he was an infamous old fogey. Elam or Moab, one of them. But that was a spirit created for vengeance. We're going to hit some precepts, man, because this is the year of all the hopeful prophecies coming to pass. It's that time. And we're going to hit this precept in Philippians chapters 2. It says there, wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and with trembling. Right, Ephesians 6. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart, is unto a Mashiach. Right, man. Because those people were in fear. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoicing with trembling. Now the word there I want to look at, I'm going to isolate this word here, fear. As a matter of fact, let's check out this word trembling first. Yeah, because those people were in trembling. And we was always saying that this is going to happen, man. Yeah, Job chapters 18. The Lord of terrors, man, the King of terrors. Yeah, he says that they're going to be surrounded with terrors, man. Let's check this one out. Trembling, the word trembling. Trembling, yeah? It says shaking, quivering, typically as a result of anxiety, excitement, or frailty. So we need to be in that spirit, man. The men of the Lord, the elect, seeking the Lord with fear and trembling, because there's a nasty, dark spirits created for vengeance are on the loose. The hitmen are out there, and if you ain't in that protection under the yoke of Yahweh Shai, these people gonna be picked off. Gonna be picked off by the angels, the Most High's hitmen. So we're gonna seek the Lord with fear and trembling. Bearing that we're in that time now. The action or fact of shaking or quivering, typically as a result of anxiety, excitement, or frailty. Alright, man. I wanted to look up something else, because I was watching the news and I was saying, yeah, I bet there's gonna be some more shootings. So I wanted to look at this word here. It's called a premonition. Anytime you watch the news, you know there's something gonna be brought out, because what is in the dark must be brought out into the light. Yeah, we get those strong premonitions. The news, just all the news does is reaffirm it. We know that this is gonna be that year. Abaratazar, or if not, we're seeing a build up. So we're having a premonition. I had a premonition, man. Yeah, a strong feeling that something is about to happen, especially something unpleasant. And I foresaw the blizzard that took place in the summer. I was speaking about the heat. Enough people kicked the bucket in the heat, and I had a premonition that enough people were going to kick the bucket when winter came around. And a premonition there's going to be on, I'll say now, through the Spirit, a premonition or prophesying, there's going to be more of these. Yeah, before the ultimate prophecies come to pass. There's going to be more of these terrors, attacks, gun shootings, school shootings, mall shootings. In this case, it was a park shooting, a dance shooting in the Lona month when they were celebrating. And then some people saying they thought it was fireworks. Yeah, and we was rudely interrupted on Saturday out there on the highways and the byways, man. And did we not put up curses, man? Yeah, we put up curses. So they want to celebrate their lunar month. Moses said, all right. Moses said, okay, this is what's going to happen this time around, right? In the Monterey Park in California, he's going to send one of his spirit created for vengeance. In this case, a 72-year-old man. He ended up shooting himself in the head. And that was the end. That was the end of your celebration. He said, how could something like this happen at this time in the lunar year? You know, is it Moab or Amnon have their celebrations around this time of the year? They call it the lunar celebrations. So it's to their false gods. So the Most High said, right, I'm going to be a party people. I'm going to send in a party people for you guys, man. So we had that premonition, right? And we had that foresight, right? And I looked up the word, because we're saying these things are going to happen more and more and more. So we're showing this is what you call foresight. Another word for prophesying or seeing. Foresight, the ability to predict what will happen or be needed in the future. The ability to predict what will happen or be needed in the future. Forethought, anticipation, planning, forward planning, provision. Yeah, this is some more here. An act of power of foreseeing, presence through foresight. Right. An act of power of foreseeing, presence or foresight. Right, man. So I looked up that word again, and I just asked, give an example. What is an example of foresight? They had the foresight to invest the money wisely. His career choice shows a lack of. So there it is. There, they had the foresight to invest his money wisely. That's showing foresight, knowing what will happen in the future, seeing it, a strong sense, a strong or premonition. The word premonition again is strong feeling that something is about to happen, right? And you're foreseeing, as we just looked at the example here, you're foreseeing something is about to happen. Yeah, the ability to judge correctly what is going to happen in the future. Foresight, a plan or action based on knowledge. That's the example there. So if we have that foresight, or we get those premonitions, right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the necessary action, which is to do what? Seek the Most High with fear and trembling, as we just looked at in Philippians 2. Right? Shaking, quivering, especially as a result of anxiety. And that ain't no overstatement. That's how we feel. And the more we take that to heart, understand the fear of the Lord, the more we want to seek Him. And you just have to sometimes just really just take the time to step back and look at what's happening in the world, man, and make you know that this is the Yahushua is definitely the King of terrors, sending out those angels, those hitman angels, or those spirits created for vengeance, and it makes you do what? Take action or fact of shaking, quivering, typically as a result of anxiety, excitement, or frailty. Yeah, shaking, quivering, and these people, they're going to be really quivering when they see Yahushua, as it mentions in Revelations 1 and 7. They see him coming in the clouds, they're going to be shaking. Right now, they're still having their parties, man, their lunar celebrations, which every now and then the Most High sends a party pooper for them, a spirit created for vengeance, a hitman to spoil the party. We have more in the etymology on trembling. Shake from fear. Yeah, one of the recent videos I did, Yahushua is the King of terrors, and we're looking at examples now in this video. Some of the examples why he's the King of terrors. It can just go pear-shaped, just like that. Someone just enters into a school or a mall or any kind of club, you know, the alphabet clubs, a lot of them are getting hit. There's more things that have been happening that are not being put on mainstream news. That's the Most Highest terror, and he's showing that he is the King of terrors. Yahushua is the King of terrors. He just sends his hitman to take care of the job, and he doesn't return to Yahushua with right results. The angels don't return to Yahushua, and the angels are the hitmen, and they don't return to Yahushua without results. Systematic hitmen, shaking, quaking from tremor or trembling, shiver, quake, to tremble, to shiver, tremble. We got the point there. Yeah, shivering, trembling, quaking in your boots. That's the result of the earthquakes, man. It shakes things up. So Yahushua is shaking things up now. That's why I just looked at the word, man, because I was just meditating and thinking about, yeah, fear and trembling. I just tapped that in the blue letter, fear and trembling, and I got the appropriate precepts I wanted. Yeah, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling. Right, there you have it, man. These precepts. That's why we're looking at them now. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have also obeyed not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. We want to hit this one here. He's got to be one of my favorites as well. You know, all these precepts, man, they're all good. Psalms 2. Let's go to start with 8. Psalms 2 and 8 says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the utmost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with an iron rod. Thou shalt dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. Yeah, we're going that, and that's what we're going to do, man. All we got to do is ask Yahushua, and we're getting closer to that time now where we're going to have them in our possession, in shackles, right? And before them, Some of us are going to be bestowed with spiritual power, and one will go and chase 10, or one going to chase 100, 5 going to chase 1,000, something to that effect. And we're going to be chasing them down. And a lot of those, I was in the city. I had to do some business the other day in the city. I was just passing through in the city, and I was just checking, and I was walking through places, and I was saying, boy, it looks like most of these places are ABC people, alphabet people, man. LGBT, them alphabet people that are up in the city in these so-called high-class places, in offices, most of them are alphabet people. So I just, through the Spirit, said, man, so the kind of people, I just feel that the kind of people we're going to be chasing down, where it talks about 10 shall chase 1,000, or 5 shall chase 1,000, and 10 shall chase 10,000, something to that effect. Most of those people are going to be alphabet people, man. Because most of the people in this place here, this place is like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. And what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? Most High fired that place with fire and brimstone, man. And it was so far gone, those people wanted to, get down with the angels. That's how far gone it was. So that place was vulgar and disgusting, man. So through the Spirit, again, I make a premonition, or I make a foresight premonition. We're going to be chasing, most of the people we're going to be chasing down with spiritual power and taking out, is going to be the alphabet people then. Yeah? 10 chasing 10,000, 100, 5 people, 5,000, something to that effect. Most of them are going to be alphabet people, man. And that's why we're going to be enjoying every minute of it. Be wise. So yeah, be wise therefore, O kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoicing and with trembling. Yeah. So let's check out the blue letter, what it says about the trembling. If it matches up with what Google says. With trembling. Okay, it just has it in a nutshell here. Trembling, fear. That's what it says here. Trembling, fear. Trembling. So in the Google it said trembling was what? Shaking, quivering, typically as a result of anxiety, excitement. So it says there with the Google. Let's see again with. Yeah, that's how it's a straightforward. So with trembling, I wanna see another word here in the blue letter. Let's check this one out.
Strong's H3374. Yir'ah.
Fear, terror, fearing, fear, terror, awesome or terrifying thing, object causing fear, fear of God, respect, reverence. Yeah, they're going to do that when Yahushua returns, not before. Enough of them ain't going to do it. Respect, because according to Philippians 2, when he come, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. So they ain't going to fear the Lord before. There are going to be instances where they fear the Lord when things like this take place, but then they'll return to their own lives and carry on, as they say, business as usual. But until Yahushua comes back, there ain't going to be true fear in the earth. Trembling, I want to go to that word and hear what he says again. Just go in there with trembling, look at it in the translation, how you pronounce it.
Strong's H7461. Ra'ad.
What does that
And second entry, Ra'adah.
Rahadav, trembling, fear. Yeah, so a lot of people going to be getting anxiety attacks. When incidents like this take place, people start to suffer from anxiety attacks or trauma. Some never return to themselves. So a lot of them do, and they carry on and they forget. But then when Yahushua starts to make these appearances via the chariots, first of all, and then he appears in his form as a so-called black man. That's when a lot of them are gonna really gonna bow down. And Philippians talks about they're gonna be fearing and they're gonna be bowing their heads, and all tongues will confess when he returns in the flesh. Yahweh El Shai, or I should say, he gonna return in the flesh, but really it's gonna be in the spirit. You wanna see him as he is, not as a man. So we're learning now. We're gaining that fear now, and these are little things to really reflect on. It's not about love, all love, what you learn in the Christian church. Yeah, so be wise now, therefore, you kings, be instructing ye judges of the earth. We go and judge the earth, man. Right now we're learning both sides how to judge. Learning the both sides, like the right hand side as well as the left hand side, to make us balanced judges. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoicing, and with trembling and rejoicing too. But right now we're going to concentrate on this word here, rejoicing. We can do another video on that. But we're learning and we're understanding and meditating and reflecting on the fear of the Lord. Hebrews chapters 10 and 31 talks about it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Serve him with fear and trembling. Did we look at this one? Let's check this one out here. Ephesians 6 and 5 says, we looked at it. We should look at it again through the Spirit. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart, as Yahushua and Mashiach. Right. So why we need to be in fear? We know we have the foresight to see, the foresight, the premonitions, the foresight to be able to see what's going to take place. The foresight, the example we looked at, they had the foresight to invest money wisely, the ability to judge correctly what is going to happen in the future and plan your action based on this knowledge. Right. Now the precept that comes to mind for that, we just looked at having the foresight, being able to judge what's going to take place in the future based on the knowledge we have. 2 Peter 3:10 says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. But we know, we have the foresight, he's going to come as a thief in the night, so we seek him with fear and trembling, in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Right? That's why we're seeking him now before all these things that heat. Boy, we don't want that. The earth will also heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So we know the earth gonna be burned up when Yahushua return. First of all, gonna send the missiles, the angels, the spirits in the missiles gonna bring that heat and gonna melt this earth, man. So enough people gonna be. That's when they're gonna. It's gonna be too late for them, right? It'll be too late for them. But the elect who have the foresight, the vision, right? We're seeking him now. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought you to be in holy conversation and godliness? Because we have the foresight, and that is why we have that fear, and we're seeking him now with fear and with that trembling. Why? Because we wanna preserve our lives, and we want to live on through that time when what is coming to be upon the earth, and we want to live forever, man, with immortal bodies. Yeah, and we want to have these people under our coach, under our yoke. Yeah, gonna be a trade in places, a reverse, whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall reap. They're gonna be under our yoke. Right now we're under their yoke, but the curses are going upon them. That's why we're seeing these shootings that are taking place now. These random, so-called random shootings, which they're not random shootings. They are the Most High sending spirits grave vengeance, because he is the King of terrors, man. As for me, I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. Yeah. So we're asking, keep asking, man. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and utmost parts of the earth for thy possession. And we're asking through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yeshua. This could be the year, man. Abaratazar, we're asking, we're praying that this may well be the year where all the prophecies come to pass. We're seeing the little appetizers taking place, the build up to the grand finale. Yeah, we know about the digital currency that they're introducing on the sly, the slowly introducing, and the what they call gradualism, and then they're gonna bring in the MOTB. And we, as we know, we have the foresight to see, and that is why we're taking action now, man. What sort of men ought we to be in holy acts of conduct, seeking the Lord, yeah, diligently, hastening that time. 2 Peter's chapters 3, as we just looked at in 12. So yeah, man, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, all ye kings, be instructed, be judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and with trembling. So yeah, man, now's that time. It's about that time. Through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yeshua, we won't do that. Serve the Lord with fear and trembling, which shall be the title of this video. So Abaratazar, this could be the year. So the Wallet Yahweh Hashem Yeshua putting the spirit on me to do this video once again. Kala Yehovah by Hashem Yeshua, the house of David is rising, and everything the wicked have done to us, past, present, and future, is falling upon their own head. We out.